Good morning and welcome to Love Every Moment, coming to you today from Presidio, Texas. Today's verse is 1 John 5:1. Whoever believes that Jesus is the Christ is born of God, and whoever loves the Father loves the child born of him. Now, born of God. If we are born of God, the way we get there is dying to the flesh, putting the old man to death, giving everything over to him, surrendering our entire lives to him in love. And that makes us a new creation, born of God. And of course, if we are born of God, there's going to be evidence, and the number one evidence is love. And it should start, at least, the easiest start should be loving others who also are born of God. Theoretically, anyway, it should be the easiest step in our journey of love, is to love those who already love God. It should be easy to fellowship with them. Speaking of fellowship, it also implies that we have to be in fellowship with them. We can't avoid our brother, right? And it's a little harder for us who are on the road as full-time RVers. I certainly try to get to churches whenever I can when I'm in travel mode, but I can't always, but I still try to get in fellowship any way possible. There's also something interesting that came up recently. I've talked to two people who say that they take communion every day all by themselves, all alone. And I started thinking about that. Of course, I don't do that. And I don't know that it's wrong, but it sure strikes me as unusual. First of all, the idea of communion is fellowshipping with other believers. And secondly, I can't think of a single passage that talks about taking communion alone. Every passage seems to be with other believers, right? So again, not making a judgment of that, just throwing that out there for pondering. But here's the main point. If we are born of God, we're going to love others who are born of him as well. And yet, a lot of times we don't. Why is that? What's going on? One of the reasons that could answer this is the same reason why the brother of the prodigal son wouldn't love him. Now, you know the parable of the prodigal son in John 15, where the prodigal got the father's inheritance early and spent it on wine and song, and he became broke, came back to his father, humiliated, said, "I've sinned, please forgive me." And the father welcomed him back, and to celebrate him coming back, threw a giant feast for him. And now let's pick it up in Luke 15:25. Now his older son was in the field, and when he came and approached the house, he heard music and dancing, and he summoned one of the servants, began inquiring what these things could be. And he said to him, "Your brother has come, and your father has killed the fattened calf, because he has received him back safe and sound." But he became angry and was not willing to go in. And his father came out and began pleading with him. But he answered and said to his father, "Look, for so many years I've been serving you, and I've never neglected a command of yours. And yet you've never given me a young goat so that I might celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours came, who devoured your wealth with prostitutes, you killed the fattened calf for him." And he said to him, "Son, you've always been with me, and all that is mine is yours. But we had to celebrate and rejoice, for this brother of yours was dead and has begun to live, and was lost and has been found." Now, we Christians kind of hold other Christians to a higher standard. And if they sin, we sometimes get the same reaction that this brother did. And we basically say, "I refuse to love my brother until he's punished for his sins." That's basically what this brother is saying. I demand that he get his, and I'm withholding my love because he doesn't deserve it. Well, yeah, that's kind of the point. None of us deserves love. And if we all did that, well, no one's going to love anyone. So we have to start with love and let God use love to begin that restoration and healing process. So let's choose to love one another, love every moment, because then we're going to love every moment. I'm your average wretch, and I hope you have a great week.